Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we are going to have some fun playing Magic, and today we're playing mono black vampires, and the reason why I wanted to play a mono black deck is both of my quests ask for, cast 20 white or black spells or cast 20 black or green spells, and I was like, hey, I just want to cast a lot of black spells to get these rewards, so I wanted to build a mono black deck, and what I came out with was a black vampires deck, and I just wanted to say that, so if you guys are ever wanting these things, like that's part of the reason that I do like playing these out or whatever, is whenever you do need to get your quests done or whatever, to have an actual mono black deck, to have these different things, and I like to try to find the most fun way possible to get those goals or do those things, and with going down to 3 videos a week right now, I'm not accomplishing those quests quite as easily as I was before when I was doing 7 videos a week. I've noticed that I've actually been able to give myself a little bit more of a break from Magic for the last couple weeks, and it's been really great, but I also it has kind of reignited my love for building jank, and I actually did do a video around mono black vampires a while back, but it was before the meta really flushed out. Oko was still in the format, once upon a time, all these different things. Also, Veil of Summer was in there, which does change things a lot for a mono black deck, and so I'm wanting to bring this back in, see how it does. I changed things up just a little bit, and ultimately I still like this deck a lot. It's really fun, and the only thing I may add is like maybe one more Hunt of Hightower. So what we're trying to do, Sorin Imperious Bloodlord is still broken and insane, and so we're trying to take advantage of that as much as we can. We also have a ton of really good vampires like Knight of the Even Legion, Bloodthirsty Airless with a lot of life gain abilities, Blood Operative, also good. We also do have a Vampire Lord in the format, so I want to do a tribal deck with this, and so what we've got here is Sorin, which again, if you haven't read this, it's been around for forever, or for a while now, but not really been played except for one time, just when Core Set 2020 came out, before the rotation actually happened. It was insanely broken, one of the most powerful cards, and then immediately once rotation happened, it's just not been played, not been seen really since, because we just don't have good vampires right now, and I'm hoping that we get at least another vampire dump before it rotates out, but if not, still insanely broken. So +1, target creature you control gains Death Touch and Lifelink until the end of turn. If it's a vampire, also put a +1/+1 counter onto it. Honestly, this probably could go into just a like a white black deck or something like that, because the +1 ability just giving life gain and death touch, lifelink and death touch to creatures isn't bad at all, but the other 2 abilities really need vampires first. So the next one, +1, you may sacrifice a vampire. When you do, Sorin deals 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. So it's a +1 to have a burn spell in your deck. You have to sacrifice a vampire, but we have a lot of cheap vampires in the deck, and a lot of vampires that kind of come back. Well, not a lot, but Blood Operative does come back, which whenever you surveil, we don't have any surveil actually in the deck, so I guess this one isn't really going to be coming back for our deck, but we have the lifelink, which is important for our Bloodthirsty Aerialist. Our Aerialist, whenever we gain life from our Vampire Dire Moon, our Child of Night, Murderous Rider, which I have in here just as the best removal spell right now, that just also happens to be a creature, which is good for our deck. So there's lots of ways to gain life with this deck. Bloodthirsty Aerialist, really good. Flyers are actually really good in the format right now, especially ones that get big, massive, and go crazy. Same reason why we have 2 copies of Hunt of Hightower. I kind of want 3 copies, and the main reason is Sorin's last ability, which you may put a vampire creature card from your hand onto the battlefield for -3. So the turn this comes out for 3 mana, you can immediately cast a 6 mana, 4 mana vampire, and we don't, and that's the biggest issue with Sorin right now, is there's not a lot of options for that. So we don't really have a good, like, Hunt of Hightower is the best one right now that you can play with this, and it's still a 3/3. It still dies to a lightning strike or whatever is out there right now. Bloodthirsty Thirsting Bloodlord, pretty good, but it's also just a vanilla, it's a 4 mana lord, and so instead of having our 2 mana lord like we used to with vampires, we're having to use this way to go about actually getting to it, which we could also bring in Icon of Ancestry, and I actually am going to bring it in. I kind of forgot about it when I was building it. So two Icon of Ancestry, I think 2 is the right amount here. We'll go down 1 land for it, and 1 honestly maybe a Thirsting Bloodlord, now that we're going up other lords. The 4-drop slot is just so funky with him, and so I actually am going to drop that down for a better lord here, kind of with Icon of Ancestry, which also lets us dig, which is really good. And so this is the deck that we have here. it could probably add a little bit more removal. Legion's End is pretty good. It does hit all the lands that Nissa creates, so that's pretty nice. All of the tokens from Nightpacker Ambusher, which can let us get in for damage sometimes if they swing in with everything but the tokens. Murderous Rider kills everything else, so we at least have that there. And then Duress, I wanted to... it would probably be better if we could fit another copy of this somewhere, but Duress does get the Fires of Invention. It does get a couple things, so if we do have it in the opening hand, especially in best of one, it's nice to have it, but we also don't necessarily need it. We're just going to be more aggro, hit your face, and hope that we can do it before we can kill you before you go crazy with your combo. So anyway, that's the game plan. Let's go ahead and get into the gameplay, see how this does for us, and wish me luck. Before we jump into the gameplay, a quick thanks to Fusion Gaming for sponsoring this video. Be sure to head over to fusiongamingonline.com for all your Magic the Gathering needs. Check the link in the description below. All right, up against Forest Flungy, and great curve here. This Bloodthirsty Aerialist, if these all resolve and stay on the battlefield, pretty solid. Vampire of the Dire Moon, still an amazing card. There is a lot of removal out there, but a removal for a one mana creature is annoying sometimes for people to play. And so we will take what we got. Swing it in. The land there was awesome as well. I mean, this curve, if we hit another land, Thirsting Bloodlords, I mean, honestly, if we just hit all lands from here on out, not bad at all for us. That is annoying, though. Let's go ahead and kill that. We can gain the life back that we deal to ourselves here anyway. We don't get to grow Bloodthirsty Aerialist, but if we get to swing in against something a little bit better, Bloodthirsty Aerialist gets a little bit better. Rule Spellbreaker, okay. Swings in, down to 16, that's fine. Sorin. Land would have been nice. I guess Sorin into Hauntified Tower is also pretty good. We had a blocker. The issue is the how big this guy is. Embercleave. All right, no blocks. We actually get to gain quite a bit of life next turn. We need removal though. Removal would be great. And not dying would be great as well.
If you threaten Innistrad, I will take it personally.
All right, let's do this. Yeah, let's go ahead and tick up.
Mighty curse.
We gain a lot of life this way. They shouldn't be able to kill us next turn. If they have another Gruul Spellbreaker or something hasty, we could be in trouble. We have a 7/8. We're up to 14. They have to have 2 hasty things now. Which they do have Skargan and Hellkite, which would kill us here. All right, it looks like they're going to go after Sorin. No, goes after Face. Okay. Which means I think we have lethal with the Sorin's ability here. Yeah, opponent. There we go. So going aggressive was right there, but it's definitely risky. That could have turned out very bad for us as well. But I like, especially in best of one, I kind of like going for the more risky moves. It's just the way I like to play. All right, up against Rob the Red. And let's see. Life Linkers with Aerialist. Child of Night is like the worst card in our deck. Maybe I should just play a bunch of removal in that slot instead. Honestly, it's probably a better thing. It does make our Bloodthirsty Aerialist better, and the fact that we have it in this hand is really good. Even just a 3/4 flyer for 3. So even if we're trading off with this Child of Night, it's not bad. Growth Chamber Guardian. There we go. Yeah, so this is actually pretty good. We get the Aerialist out. Swing it in. Gaining life, it actually is almost worthwhile to trade off to get rid of a lifelinker, because there is the chance that we don't end up having another one. So I'm sure that's what was going through their head. So if we just hit another land here, we get Thirsting Bloodlord this turn, 2 lifelinkers a turn afterwards. This flyer is going to be closing out games quickly, especially once it becomes 5 toughness creature. Yeah, no blocks, they just pump and we die. That's sad. All right, grows the dork. Yop, yop, yop. Murder Shredder's nice, but we are going to go for the aggressive play here. We gain a lot of life, which means they only did 1 point of damage last turn, basically. We get to grow some guys really big, and getting out of range of removal, especially against a red deck, so good. Let's hope they don't have something like Plummet, which in best of 1, people throw in all sorts of crazy stuff. But let's hope, let's hope, let's hope. That's also annoying. Murder Shredder's going to be pretty nice here. They were kind of keeping that up as removal. And a little bit of protection. Yeah, opponent just scoops it up. Yeah, once we get that, we have such a big swing in that turn that we just win. All right, I'm not sure if this has ever happened to you guys, but it totally just locked me out. Yeah, I'm frozen. I can't do anything. We're gonna exit and come back in. All right, up against Eric, and I also realized I'm wearing mono black for this one as well, so perfect. All right, this is keepable. It's not amazing. We don't have Sorin in here, but we could run into it. 3 lands, 2 drops, 3 drops, 4 drops. Like, you have to be really greedy to not keep something like that. And I try to be not too greedy with my mulligans, just because I've been burned so often. I have one of the worst possible lucks when it comes to mulligans. Like, if I do mulligan down to 6, I'm guaranteed mulligan down to 4 or 5. That's just how it works for me. I have very, very seldom do I mulligan down to 6, and it works out for me. Especially if I'm on the play here too. It's good to mulligan correctly. Pelt Collector comes out. Well, Child of Night at least gonna gain us some life if they do swing in. We are definitely willing to trade that off at any time. The main reason here for Child of Night is there's not a lot of 2-drop not a lot of 2-drops for the vampire slots there, and all of the good ones do just have lifelink, and Child of Night's just a good vanilla one. It does get better with Sorin. You know, if we do have Sorin, all of a sudden it gets Death Touch. It has, you know, still has lifelink the same, but it's good. All right, we're probably just gonna Legion's End actually now. Let's see if we can get rid of another Pelt Collector in their hand. I gave them an extra turn to try to draw it there. They didn't have it. If they play it now, I'm going to be very angry. Lovestruck Beast. They may just go ahead and play the Lovestruck Beast in like this Rimrock Knight here. Thirsting Bloodlord can be pretty good for us here. Yep, I'm guessing Rimrock Knight comes out. Just passes. All right. Icon of Ancestry also not bad. Thirsting Bloodlord. It's out of range of Stomp, which is nice, but this is the adventure deck, which means that hopefully they don't find a Lucky Clover and start going crazy with this stuff. Stomps her face. Glad we didn't play that. And they also are going to be running out of Stomps after a while. That's bad. That's just really not good. No blocks. Icon of Ancestry. I'm hoping that we find... What can we find? Land isn't necessarily great. Let's play Blood Operative. It does block Questing Beast here. We exile target card from a graveyard. Decline. Doesn't really matter. No attacks. Pass the turn. Let's hope they don't find a 3rd Stomp. That would be ridiculous. They also don't have any of their... Alrighty. Okay. Alright. Nice. No blocks. Maybe we need to find some way to surveil here as well. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. Down to 7. Child of Night. Actually pretty good here. So Child of Night. Icon of Ancestry. We get out of Stomp Rage finally on Vampire. I could swing in with his Thirsting Bloodlord here. I don't think that they'll block. They have so many big creatures. Luckily, we get to start digging for vampires with Icon of Ancestry, which we have a pretty good shot. We haven't found any of our 1-drops. We actually have a chance of coming back. That was the one thing we really didn't want them to find, was a way to start drawing cards. All right, swings in with Questing Beast. Yeah, we will trade off. Gain some life. Another Thirsting Bloodlord. I can't play that and Icon of Ancestry. Creating 5/5s isn't bad though. Man, what is this gonna be? Let's go ahead and swing in. We need to start getting some damage dealt. Doesn't chump yet. Down to 13, past the turn. We have a lot of lifelink in this deck, so having a lower life total is not terrible for us, especially with 3 stomps out of their deck already. I may just let this go through. Yeah, no blocks. If they have Rimrock Knights, they can pump it quite a bit here, but they only have 2 possible ones. Down to 4. Draw a card every turn. Yeah, draws a card. They probably should have drawn first just to see if they could find another Rimrock Knight or something like that. Draws another card. Yup. Alright, dig for Vampire. Blood Operative. Good. Boy, Blood Operative. Yep, get rid of that one. Take action. Why ever not? And swamp. Playing lands just helps us guarantee that we can actually play these Icon of Ancestry, so this is okay. Swing in with 1. This has to survive. Alright, no attacks. It's a little bit too risky here. Just in case they have some way to bring this back to our hand. But this Blood Operative, the issue is that was one of our better chances to actually get in for damage. Rimrock Knights can't block, but they can be pretty aggressive later on. Alright. What did they find here? Is it Rimrock Knights? Embercleave. Oh, that's bad. Nice. All right, that's a good game. So if I had blocked the lifelinker onto another one, we would have at least survived. All right, up against J-Watt, and going first, Knight of the Even Leech is nice. Not having a for sure turn 3 play, like I could mulligan for a better hand, but I'm gonna keep this. I like our 3-drops. Not having any way of really getting life though for these both Thirsty Aerialists is a little bit awkward. So maybe we could do something better, but we also have Murderous Rider, which is so nice. No attack, they just block it anyway. For some reason I was thinking they wouldn't block, but they're definitely gonna block. See if they swing in. If they have another Fervent Champion, this is great for them. Pumps there. We get to kill the Fervent Champion unless they have something. That's an interesting play. They get in for damage, but that didn't really do much for them. Vampire of the Dire Moon, pretty nice there. Not hitting land, very bad there. But this means even if they try to pump the Knight, Vampire of the Dire Moon is good against them. They probably won't even swing in just to not risk it. And Murderous Rider might be able to take out whatever they take this turn on anyway for the next turn. So, see how this goes. Yeah, Vampire of the Dire Moon, a great card. Death Touch is so good. Fervent Champion, annoying. That's why they did that. But again, they're not really going to be swinging in with that. Yeah, so no blocks. We take one. That's fine. Life's good. Life's not good. We're going to play it out. I mean, we have life linkers, which is nice. No attacks. Pass the turn. Land would be grand. We did drop one land, so we have 22 lands for the deck. And we know that we need to get to three lands, which means 23 is kind of what I go for. And someone was asking me why I always kind of choose 23 lands. Because 24 always feels like a little bit too much. 23 feels better. Let's see if they make us sack a creature. We're fine with Child of Night dying. Discarding card, also fine. Dropping probably the Haunt of Hightower. Drawing a card is great. So we can Murderous Rider. I'm guessing that they're going to have Embercleave. We can wait till after blocks before we decide to Murderous Rider. Bloodthirsty Aerialist, we can swing in and get some good pumpage there as well. If they didn't have Embercleave, that would be actually awesome for us, because then we can start killing Rankle pretty easily. This does kill both of these guys, actually. So let's just pass the turn. Murderous Rider on the Rankle. This is only once it deals combat damage, which if they're giving us cards to draw right now, it's actually not bad. But I guess, especially if we're finding lands, but at this point from here on out, we should be able to take over the game. I'm hoping. Don't know what all they've got. They definitely have the advantage at the moment. Okay, Murderous Rider. Okay. Can't do much about that. Kill the Wrinkle. Take one, take three actually because of the Murderous Rider. And Order of Midnight. Order of Midnight's annoying, but we have a good blocker for it. All right, let's Duress. Ew, that's bad. Oh, that's so bad. All right, Aerialist. No attacks. Murderous Rider. If they do any damage here, then Spawn of Mayhem also comes down. Rotting Registrar, they probably don't want to play that because they're going to lose one of these Spawn of Mayhems. It's kind of a weird play. They actually probably should have... She's not going to play anything? You're going to hold up probably the pump for the Knight of the Even Legion? That's possible. I might just go for another Bloodthirsty Aerialist. These Aerialists are actually really good for us. Thirsting Bloodlord means I could swing through this Fervent Champion with our Vampire of the Dire Moon, which is also good. But it will probably just die to Murderous Rider. So let's... Bloodthirsty Aerialist number 2. Thirsting Bloodlord comes down a little bit stronger next turn. And no attacks. I guess I could have swung with the Aerialist to try to at least keep some damage going on. Spawn of Mayhem comes out. It's fine. Knigget. I say Knigget because that's from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, just so you guys know. Another Vampire of the Dire Moon, also really good there. Let's go with Thirsting Bloodlord. Swing in with Child of Night so that we can... swing in there. This gives us blockers for the Spawn of Mayhem all day long. Yeah, probably going to trade off with this Murderous Rider. That means they can start swinging with the Knights of the Even Legion. Grow the Aerialists. Missing so many land drops has been really bad for us. I think we're definitely still in this game, though. I mean, we have a pretty good shot here. Spawn of Mayhem, number 2. Big ol' Reggie. Don't get to pump the Knight of the Even Legions. That means they're probably not swinging in this turn. So we have another turn to build up and figure out what we're going to do here. Blood Operative, pretty good blocker. Getting closer to the Hunt of Hightower is also great for us. So Vampire of the Dark Moon. And let's just go Blood Operative. If we're gonna chump for anything, I'd rather get some life gain from it. Getting rid of stuff from the graveyard is actually pretty good too. Child of Night just dies. Yeah, no attacks. We can have it be a chump blocker for this Rotting Registrar. We do have to start getting life so that these guys don't kill us. That's important. Making them discard every turn is actually not bad, especially with this Haunt of Hightower. You know, actually, let's block 2 here. Grow these guys twice. And they can really start trying to close out the game for us. That creates 4 power onto the battlefield for us. And a little bit more life gain. See if they have a Murderous Rider or something. Removal is annoying here. That's what we don't. Man, another Spawn of Mayhem. What I need to get is where we can be swinging in and... we need to get to where we can swing in against these guys and not have them double block our Bloodthirsty Aerialists. No attacks. I mean, they are killing themselves 3 damage per turn. They have to do something before we do. We have so much lifelink that we'll be fine. It just comes down to who's going to top deck better stuff. And I don't know that's us. Yeah, they have a Murderous Rider. Yeah, so now we're in trouble. They are taking more damage, though. That means 1 less turn from these Spawn of Mayhems. And if we can do any damage at all to them, we're pretty okay. So they have a pump here with the Knights. They actually need to swing in to get these guys dead. Funny enough. They do get bigger these next couple turns. All right, go ahead and do the trade-off there. They pump. Haunt of Hightower gets bigger. They don't pump. Very interesting. I guess it's better to keep it back for a blocker. I guess. No attacks. Pass the turn. They do start growing here, which is bad for us. I mean, they could get to a point where they can start killing us if they have good removal. And that's really what it comes down to, is are they top decking the removal that we aren't? They can start bringing down lifelinkers as well. Seriously. That is amazing. So this actually helps them a lot because, yeah. So they swing in. They get to pump this. Grow Order of Midnight. Yep. So 13 damage. We gain 2. And some more. We're not losing our life linkers, actually, so this is... We should still win through this. Yep, good game. Opponent pumps. So through the life gain, we win. And Murder Strider, but we just swing in. All right, that was really close. And actually we won even though they top deck pretty much their best cards against us. I think the only other thing they could have is removal that didn't hurt them as much. But so they would have had at least another turn to keep going, but we also were getting top decks and stuff. So I think that deck we really did win soundly there. All right, up against the Alias Sinclair, and this is definitely a keeper. If we can get this Sorin out in turn 3, I mean, we prefer being on the play. That's always butter. But still a keeper. Lifelink is really good against the more aggressive decks as well. The biggest thing we're gonna have to worry about is Ember Cleave. We don't. I wish we had Duress here. Maybe Duress is just something we always are needing. So he can't actually pump here. So we'll swing in. Down to 19. If they want to swing in with the red cap, we're actually pretty fine trading off to gain some life. How do I do this? So I can Sorin and bring out Thirsting Bloodlord, but then I don't really want to swing. There's so many options on turn 3 that I'm really not sure what's best. I mean, Sorin kind of just sounds really good. I can swing with Child of Night, maybe hold back Knight of the Even Legion. Let's just swing in with Knight here. And I can decide at this point if I want to pump or not. Yeah, we pump. I guess once we decided to swing in, pumping is the only real good thing. I guess it's better to try to get out Knight of the Evil Legion. The nice thing now is that once we do come out with Imperious Thirsting Bloodlord or something, Knight of the Evil Legion is able to actually block everything effectively. Swings in for 4. Does have Vigilance as well? No, we can take the 4. That's fine. Yep, no blocks. No red mana to pump this Weasel back, which is nice. So nice. All right, let's bring out Sorin.
Picked a fight with an ancient vampire lord. Foolish.
I think we just put a counter onto Knight of the Even Legion. I could actually fling Child of Night at Inspiring Veteran. Let's go Thirsting Bloodlord. It grows everything. We have good blockers for stuff. No attacks past the turn. We get the only issue is just a Claim Contender, which I'm actually fine just chumping with Child of Night to keep this Sorin out. Sorin is just so good if we do get to keep it. Land would be nice, so we can go Icon of Ancestry and the Knight here. If they do just swing with this, we could also just double block here. We have another Knight of the Even Legion. We don't lose a ton. By doing this. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So they're going to kill the Knight of the Even Legion. They actually killed the lifelinker. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's go Bloodthirsty Aerialist. Swing in with Knight of the Even Legion. Get a good blocker, grow 2 guys pretty well. They can swing everything at Sorin, but then we win on the swing back. Yeah, so that worked out very, very well. The lifelink is really big there because they couldn't ever make really aggressive plays against us. So that was pretty awesome. They also weren't running very well. Like if they had red mana for the Weasel Cap, the Weasel back, but that's part of the issue with that deck as well. All right, up against Breast Milk Alabama, and yeah, we keep this. Blew my nose. Sorry if there's boogies hanging out everywhere. All right. Knight of the Even Legion, and every deck is an adventure deck in standard, it's honestly getting a little bit annoying. Foulmire Knight. Okay, lots of good stuff. That's bad. We want to just get rid of this Foulmire Knight while we can. These Knights are going to be pretty good blockers, but if they have stomps, they're just annoying. So like, getting rid of a Foulmire Knight is just annoying for other stuff. Knight of the Even Legions are still good. They at least are a target for stomp. There are some good things we can still get out of this. All right. So Golgari Adventure now. Golgari. No blocks, take it. Yup. Let's go ahead and just kill the Lovestruck Beast. I want to kill this Edgewall Innkeeper, and maybe that is the better play. We do have another one. Let's swing in. Maybe swinging in isn't the best because they can now swing in with everything else too. Yeah. Down to 10. How do we want to do this? I think our main plays we can do instant speed anyway, right? So let's pass the turn. And no red mana, so stomp actually out of it. So Murderous Riders is what they're going to be having. So we can't just pump and not use the Murderous Rider here. Oh, we have to pump first. Oops. I missed the pump, so I had to have pumped to get them big enough to block the Questing Beast earlier on. So that was just a misplay. So having us lose damage, lose life would have helped. This is only at the beginning of my end step. Good thing to remember. I always forget things like that. Hopefully they tapped wrong. Order of Midnight gets a couple things back. Yup. All sorts of bad. Man, they've got it all going on now. There we go. That's actually pretty good for us.
I have arrived. Continue.
All right, bring out Hunt of Hightower.
I have sired many warriors.
No attacks. We may lose Sorin here. Is it worth? Questing Beast. Okay. All right, so Sorin I think is pretty sure dead. Swings at our face. We can counteract the damage lost here, so that's fine. The fact that they didn't swing at Sorin is actually really... Oh, I guess they killed that way. Never mind. All right, that's bad. Right, Questing Beast. I gotcha. Spin Swordmaster. All right, so Knight is going to be able to get pumped twice here. Thirsting Bloodlord. I might just go for Bloodthirsty Aerialist just to be able to get something else big on the battlefield. We have to have something to be able to block Questing Beast. Let's go Thirsting Bloodlord. Swing in. This gains us a little bit more life, so we can choose not to block here, a little bit safelier. Drops the Lovestruck Beast. Interesting. Filling 5. No blocks. Let's just take it. I think that this is... We can gain enough life. I think this is okay. We have Sorin for the next turn to swing in with Knight of the Even Legion. It doesn't give Vigilance, though, which is an issue. Oh, Spin Swordmasters. Yeah, okay. Guess I should have blocked. It was a greedy play not to block. All right, up against Knight's Beat. Bringing on Knight's Beat. And let's see how this does. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Keep it. Ooh, lots of 1-drops. Just in case they have Quench on the next turn, let's go for Knight of the Even Legion. Goes for the Opt. We can at least get 2 of these down. Honestly, Vampire of the Dire Moon might be better against like a flash deck. Swing in. See if they go for a bounce. Vampire of the Dire Moon. Goes for the Quench. And play the next one. Let's just hope they don't have bounce. Bounce is so annoying. Alright, Icon of Ancestry. This also grows Knight of the Even Legion, so on Vampire. See if they have the bounce now. Now if they bounce, it's not terrible for us. Okay. Alright, so we don't get to grow the Knight. That's fine. We got rid of one of their main threats against us, though. That's always awkward. All right, so they didn't wait for us to pump foot, so that's good. Yep, resolve. Child of Night. Let's see if they have the Quench. At least try to bait it out. Let's see if they have like another bounce spell. Bone Crusher Giant. Okay. Oh, this means this could be blue red. What's it called? This thing. Yeah, I have no clue. Adventure. That's the word I was looking for. All right, we do pump. Getting in for 5 points of damage is pretty good. We get to maintain cards in hand, which is good against a deck like this. I'd like to get this Legion's End. It may be pretty dead against this. I guess Brineborn Cutthroat is the thing that we can hit. Stomp and another Stomp? Did they forget that they didn't have 2 red mana? I think they did. They just forgot they didn't have 2 red mana. The fact that they had 2 Stomps, though, I mean, 3 Bone Crusher Giants is just insane. Alrighty, that was good. All right, so vampires are still kind of insane. So I was playing in ranked, and I just cracked there. Playing in ranked, I went 5-0. Like, so actually, I started out and I had 2 losses, and then I went 5. So I lost 2. I played 7 overall. I lost the first 2, then won 5 after that. And overall, the deck is really powerful. I think it's solid. Even against Adventure was good. I think that the removal that we have could be altered a little bit. We can maybe drop like 1 Child of Night for a little bit more removal. The rest seem like they were pretty powerful if we had them in the opening hand. Otherwise, like the one time I actually used the Duress, there was 2 Spawn of Mayhems and a Rotting Registrar, which I would love to get rid of, and they shouldn't have it. So Drill Bit is another thing that could be good with Knight of the Even Legion and Vampire of the Dire Mood. That's just a good card to start being able to discard. With Hunt of Hightower as well, discard's pretty good. I don't know. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of the deck. Overall, I think it's really powerful, and I was feeling very confident about it most of the time. The only issues are Blood Operative and Child of Night, but there's just not really a better thing for that. We can maybe just forget about vampires and just bring in good removal or just good black creatures in general. But Sorin is only good if you have lots of vampires, because these guys can be good if we have a Sorin on the battlefield and not much else, So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.